Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the Dream in the House, and welcome to the biggest show in the world, y'all. I got my man, the Mad Hatter, with me, and I want to say, what's up? Happy Tuesday.
What is going on, man? We're only like 9 days away from Christmas, 10 days away from Christmas, something like that. It's just coming faster than you know it, man. How you doing, bro?
Christmas is right here, man. It's right on the horizon, right up under us. My quick question for you, though, player.
What's that?
Do you ever buy, like, a car for Christmas?
I ain't rolling like that yet, bro.
Because is it me, or do you notice all the car commercials at Christmas time? And, like, especially Mercedes. Like they show you $100,000 Mercedes and talk about coming to the holiday, like the holiday give-off that we got running on. It's like, son, really?
Well,
I'm struggling with buying right now kids' toys.
Well, it's my understanding.
Coming to buy a Mercedes.
It's my understanding that now is the time you get the best deals, because it's like, you know, the new year's coming up. So if you want to get like a 2015, you probably get the best deal you would get all year long, like right about now. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
that's
I
number one.
I think the best deal is like when you negotiate the best deal. I've heard that before, and I think that's one of the greatest myths. But you might be right. I don't know, because I never bought a car at Christmas time, because I was really trying to handle Christmas.
I don't think many people have, to be honest with you.
I don't either, but I love the commercials, son. The commercials are crazy. There's so much rhetoric about, come on in down to the holiday event here. And I'm like, dude, like, no.
Fall back. Yeah, they're probably empty in there, man. But you know what? That's number one. Number two is that since it's the winter time, you're probably in pretty good shape buying a convertible. Right now, you know what I mean? Because this is when they get them rocking. And my man A.B. Len is sending me a picture of Dan Marino. Remember those zebra-style like hammer pants for the NFL?
Yes.
He's got Marino wearing one of those. What's going on, brother? Guys, we are live right now on Twitter, having a great time and looking forward to rocking and rolling with all of you this morning in 194 countries worldwide. Dream.
Yes, sir.
Pretty good game last night.
A lot of mistakes.
Tons of mistakes. That's what those teams do, man.
A lot of mistakes. Now, here's my only thing, right? So, like, you go into the huddle and you say, all right, we're going to be prepared on defense. Guys, just keep an eye out on Odell Beckham. Don't double cover him. Don't watch out for him. Just make sure, you know, like if you see him running around, maybe just take a look at him, but don't concern yourself with Odell Beckham.
Unbelievable.
I mean, like,
man.
come on, dude. How does Odell Beckham beat you like that? You know, I mean, okay, great. He's talented. I hear that. But how about let's put somebody on him, though? Because that pass that he caught, one of them,
brutal.
there was no one on him. So it's easy to be great and have incredible stats if no one's going to bother to cover you. Oh, the defense in the NFL is just atrocious.
Yeah, you look at it, the Giants emerged 31-24 over the Miami Dolphins last night. Eli Manning, 337 yards with 4 touchdowns, Dream. Pretty good night for him. Lamar Miller for the Miami Dolphins, that was the only bright spot for them. 12 carries, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Odell Beckham, as you alluded to, man, 7 receptions, 166 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And, dude, I know that you had the argument with Dizzle, and I know you think Demaryius Thomas is a better wide receiver than Odell Beckham.
I didn't say – I said that I would take him on my team.
I got you.
And I love – my words always get That's how I know how the athletes get caught out, because anything I say, I notice, always gets misconstrued. I said that if I had a team to start, I would take Demaryius Thomas over Odell Beckham, and that started all the controversy. Everybody said, I didn't say it was better. And if I did, then I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it for it to come out like that. What I was trying to say was I would prefer Demaryius Thomas on my team because I like a tall wide receiver, taller wide receiver than Odell Beckham.
Got you. Well, I mean, I was watching him last night, man, and some of those, that catch he made at the corner of the end zone where he dragged the foot in, that was spectacular, man. You got to give it to this dude. I mean, he is definitely taking the world by storm. I mean, cover a Madden, doing all this crazy stuff. This guy's good.
What defense is good in the NFL right now?
The Carolina Panthers, man.
Okay, how many times did Giants play them?
Well, they're playing them this week.
Oh, but before that, how many times did they play them?
I don't remember Odell Beckham.
It's great. It's easy to get highlight films when you play the Dolphins, Philly, and Washington Redskins twice a year. No? Listen, wouldn't you say?
Guys, we're live right now on Twitter at SBTV Nation and live on YouTube, streaming the show live for everybody to see and having a good time with this video thing, man. I got to be honest with you, Dream.
Yeah, no, I'm not, though.
You're not feeling it, huh?
No, not at all. No, I'm not a video guy. I listen, I'm one of the biggest critics of myself, and as I'm aging, I just don't really want to see myself all that much.
I think you look all right on there, man.
Yeah, whatever.
So going back to the NFL and the NFC East now, because now all three teams, the Giants, the Redskins, and the Philadelphia Eagles, are all tied. However, the Washington Redskins own the tiebreaker based on conference play, division play, and the whole package. Giants have Carolina at home this week. Then they have Washington. I'm sorry, hold on. Giants have Carolina at home. Then they got to go to Minnesota, and then they have Philly at home. Washington has Buffalo at home, have to go to Philly, and has to go to Dallas. And then Philadelphia have the Arizona Cardinals at home, which is going to be a hell of a tough game for them, to be honest with you. They have Washington, and then they have to go to the New York Giants. So when I look at this particular setup for the last three games, I have to say that the team that controls their own destiny the most is the Philadelphia Eagles and your boy Chip.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. Because they got to play the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants. So they
Chip
went
will
out.
go right out and lose this week. Go run right out and lose right out of the gate this week to make it. This is too easy, guys. We control our own destiny, so let's go out and lose. Listen, I have zero confidence in the Philadelphia Eagles. Zero. I don't care about what I saw last week. I don't care. Listen, all I remember about the Philadelphia Eagles is what the Detroit Lions did to them on Thanksgiving. That was, as far as I'm concerned, that put the nail in the coffin for them.
Sure. Definitely. And Arizona Cardinals this week, I mean, hey, listen, Arizona has got to win this game because you know who's breathing down their neck.
Oh, no doubt.
Is your team, the Seattle Seahawks, man.
I know. But they got Arizona's record is a little bit better than Seattle.
Two games better. Here's how it works: is that if they win one more game, they clinch the division.
Right.
Period. But if they lose the next two, then they got Seattle at home for the division if they lose the next two. If Seattle wins the next two, because Seattle loses one, they're done as well. But speaking of that, and going forward as far as these two teams, we're talking about the Giants now. On the flip side, the Miami Dolphins are eliminated from the playoffs, brother. Done. That's it for them. Good, right? Yes. Now to go play a little spoiler here, obviously, and try to knock off the Pats or something like that.
I don't really think so.
I don't know about that either.
I don't really think they're going to play spoiler player. They're going to play punching bag.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking a look at some stuff that Ray's is showing me here. BZ asks if I'm worried about, let's see, a record held by Miami. Oh, the Panthers. If I'm worried about the 1972 Dolphins undefeated streak going down in flames with the Carolina Panthers, and I got to be honest with you, brother, I do have a little wager on the Carolina Panthers to go 19-0 and win the Super Bowl. So, pays kind of crazy.
Not happening, so he could just that right there was the nail in the coffin for that not coming to fruition. As when Hat put his wager in on the Patriots, very shortly thereafter they caught their loss to the Broncos.
Well, we talked about that loss. I knew that loss was going to happen going into Denver. We had the conversation about it, man.
But prior to that, when I tried to tell you not to take them, you did not listen to me. So listen, last night the game is on, right? My wife's got, now you guys know I'm obviously in a makeshift salon / lab, what I call it. It used to be my office that my wife turned into a salon. Yep. So anyway, she has this pump in the salon, and the pump shoots water up through the pipes because we're, kind of underground in the basement. So anyway, last night while the game is on, the pump had been acting up. So it was one of those things where I looked at it and just figured, you know what? I could probably fix this thing myself. Now, generally, I don't try to fix anything myself.
Right.
I just call up the guy, just come out and fix it. Let me pay, whatever. Plus, our brother's a plumber. So, it's like, just call. I'm like, look, let me just take a look at it. So my wife's like, just leave it alone. So I'm like, let me just take a look at it for a minute. She's like, leave it alone. So she goes to the gym. So when she goes to the gym, like the pump was calling me, dude. The pump, I don't know why, it just was calling me. So I go in and I tinker with it, right? So I come back in, try to catch a little bit of the game, right?
Uh-oh.
I can hear some water dripping.
Oh, man.
I go back in the room and look. The pump in the water is going everywhere. So I run in and I'm trying to grab towels to put it down on the pump. So I call for my daughter, but she's upstairs all the way on the 3rd floor. I'm calling for her, hey, to grab me some towels. So my 4-year-old comes to the door. He's like, Papa, what's up? So I'm like, go upstairs and get your sister. So before he goes, my man stops and says, can I have a snack?
Right in the middle of that.
I'm like, no, go upstairs. Okay, then I'm not going to get her then. I'm like, Channing? You are not negotiating a snack with me right now.
Oh,
I'm
wow, he's negotiating with you.
I got
That's
water
funny.
flying all over the place. And my dude is negotiating a snack with me. I'm like, dude, if you don't get upstairs and get your sister right this minute, you will have the worst day of your life to this date. Oh man, what a funny event. You can look back on it and laugh now, but at the time it was not funny.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Crazy. Moving over to this. So, guys, we have a lot of people already retweeting us on Twitter, man. Thank you very much for it. We got 22 already, Dream, in like 10 minutes. Not bad, man. Not bad. So, speaking of the Carolina Panthers, my boy Killer Cam out there, I'm kind of feeling the thing about, giving the kids the footballs, man. I like that. I kind of like, he's out there having a good time right now, man.
Yes, he is. But the thing is it was reported that Killer Cam was getting fined $5,000 of football for every football he gave out.
Oh, okay.
Making him look like a really nice guy. And I don't really know what happened to your sound is going out a little teeny bit.
Okay. Am I back?
You are not back, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's only on my end. Hopefully.
Okay.
Anyway, so the report was that Killer Cam was getting fined $5,000 a ball. Okay, and the truth of the matter is that he's not.
He's not getting fined.
No, they were trying to make Killer Killer didn't care about getting fined $5,000. He was gonna give out the balls because he's just that kind of a guy. Stop it.
I love that you got such a disdain for Killer Cam, man. I love that.
Because they all turned it out. Because now Killer Cam could run for president. He could do no wrong. Cats didn't. And let me tell you something. That little sideline selfie that they did. Let me ask you a question, dog.
Yep.
Because you coach kids. At the Halloween game that you went to, if the kids on the other side had stopped at the 3-minute mark to take a little team selfie photo, how would you have felt about that?
I'd be a little heated, I think.
But why? They would say, why? Killer does it.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, maybe Killer's bringing ratings now.
No. I love it. Hey. I love it. Come say, hey.
He's
you know what
bringing
my
ratings.
thing is, dude? Win with class. You're putting your mark on history. Win with class. All right? The dancing, the antics, all the fun after the fact, it's kind of classless and it's showboating, and it's the same stuff that we like right now. If your son does that right now in the football field, guess what? The coaches go in and say, what are you doing? Knock that nonsense off. But all he has to say was, hey, Killer's doing it.
I know. Well, okay. Hey, you know what?
That's all I'm saying. Everybody in the country's watching them. All the kids are looking at them. Everybody's watching them. Your kid goes out and plays football, just like my kid, and does the same antics that Killer Cam is doing. Everybody is up in arms about it, but yet it's cool for Killer.
Guess it's cool for him, man. Well, you know what? You have all these things, like excessive celebrations and stuff like that. So maybe he's got to get a couple of flags that come his way, and then he'll stop doing it. So we'll see what ends up going down with that particular situation.
They're not giving no. They would have flagged him already. They haven't flagged him. I do tend to like the giving out the ball to the kids, but I wish that it was kind of like universally around the NFL. That would be cool. Like if everybody was doing it. I really don't have that much of a problem with that. But Killer got to get off like the dance move first, and then go give the ball to the kids. And then Killer's got to do the dance move after every first down. My thing is, like, I don't necessarily mind of end zone celebration or celebrating your touchdown, but like the first down moves, I could do without. Even the guys like the guys that make the tackles. You see this night in, night out. Minnesota was getting blown out against Seattle. They scored their touchdown, getting blown out like it was like, I don't know, 40 to whatever when they scored, like 38 to 7, I believe, when they scored. The dude's trying to do a little bit of celebration. Like, really, dude, you're getting beat like 38 to 7. Go get back on the sidelines and try to get the onside field punt.
That is one thing I do have a problem with as far as celebrations are concerned. When you're getting pounded, you know what I mean? You're down like 30-something points or whatever, and then you're a defenseman that makes a backfield tackle or something like that. All of a sudden, you get up and start celebrating. I'm like, bro, you know how many gamblers are pissed off at you guys right now? I kind of fall back a little bit from that. You know what I mean? So, hey, it is what it is, man. Looking at this as far as the speaking of bad divisions, since we were talking about the NFC East, let's talk about the AFC South with the Indianapolis Colts and Andrew Luck trying to come back this week versus the Houston Texans. But they're saying it's real dangerous for him to come back with the lacerated kidney, Dream.
Yeah, definitely. If he takes a hit or a blow to that, it could be career ending. So you got to take your time with that. Make sure you're healthy. But I would assume that he's aware of that. So, I don't know why he would put his body, like I know I just got finished yelling about Revis, but your kidney, a lacerated kidney is kind of a completely different injury as far as I'm concerned. So I hope he's cognizant of what the ramifications are, and I hope they're being real careful with him. Obviously, it's his body. He could do what he wants, but it's not worth it, in my opinion, because, I just don't think it's worth, risking putting your body in that type of risk for that injury. You know what I mean? Just take your time, come back when you can come back, and you know what I mean? Just, I don't know, get healthy first.
Well, it's not so much a blow to the body that they're worried about. Obviously, that is one factor of it. But the other factor is, from what I understand, is that when your heart starts pumping 100 miles an hour, especially like in a game time situation,
right,
your blood flows through your kidney. So they're worried about that particular situation as well, Dream.
Okay.
With that, losing a lot of blood and stuff like that throughout the kidney. So I don't know, man. They're looking at it here, but Hasselbeck is also banged up for the Colts. So
I know
they got and the Texans, aren't they all banged up too?
Well, J.J. Watt's got the broken finger or wrist or whatever, and then their offense is just dusty. It's like it's banged.
That's going to be a tough game, man. You're basically going to look at all second stringers out there as far as that is concerned. So we will have a conversation as we move forward to Sunday's show when we break that game down. Moving over to the MLB. San Francisco Giants.
Moving over to what?
MLB, player. I know you're not a big baseball fan, but we got to talk about one thing. My boy Johnny Cueto has signed a 6-year, $130 million contract with the San Francisco Giants, Dream. What is that? That equates to about, 21 change a year? It's about $1 million a start for your boy.
Dude, the baseball money is outstanding, son.
It is.
Every time little man grabs a ball in the bat, I just run right out there with him in the front yard and be like, well, hey, whatever, let's get it in, player.
Especially for the pitchers, though, man.
Gosh, the baseball money is insane, son.
The pitchers go one game, you know what I'm saying? Like, they do like what? Unless you're YN Chen for the Baltimore Orioles that pitches like every other day.
Or Harang,
yeah,
which is like for every team.
For every other team, yeah, exactly. But when you look at that.
You're pitching for Baltimore on Monday. Tuesday, you can play for the Yankees. Wednesday, you can play for Toronto.
Who's been on more teams, Aaron Harang or David Price? That's what we got to take a look at. You think so, huh?
Oh, definitely.
Don't buy an Aaron Harang jersey, whatever you do, because it'll be obsolete in about 3 weeks after you buy it, man. So looking at this, and hey, the pitchers, though, $1 million a start, Dream.
Wow.
That's pretty much what these guys are ending up getting. So big ups to them for that, because you know what? In between starts, you know what they're doing? They're sitting there chewing sunflower seeds, cheering for the team, having a good time, probably going on Instagram and liking some pretty girl photos and all that good stuff, man. So, hey, big ups to the pitchers for making that work. You know, you definitely should, if your son wants to be an MLB player as far as their dreams and aspirations, show them how to throw the ball. Give them a couple of pitches, you know what I mean? That's definitely where to go with it.
Right now, just so you guys know, in case you ever go on Jeopardy and this question comes up, Octavio Dotel has played for the most major league teams in the history of the game. This was as of 2012 on April 7th. He went to the top of the list with 13 major league teams he's played for.
About half of them.
Right.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
So I saw here you made a little note of Pete Rose, man, getting denied his application.
Son, they seen Pete's work and they said, listen, Pete, we just can't let you in. They will not let Pete in. I think that's, I got to be honest with you, man. I think that Pete Rose should get in.
You think so, huh?
I do, man. I mean, I don't know. For one, it was at this point now, I think it was a while ago. I think we all are aware of what happened, and we know what he did. They've never been able to. My thing with him is they never proved that he conspired, like to on with his team, like they never proved that he threw a game or I guess he always tried to win a game, but he never threw a game. You know what I'm saying?
He was, from what I understand, he was betting his team to win.
Right.
So he had a really good shot that his guys will go out there and get the job done. So, I mean, if it's one thing, in my opinion, it's one thing if you're, throwing out an Aaron Harang or something like that and betting against him. You know what I mean? He gets blown up. Or, you're specifically throwing the game for your fans. I get it, but he never did that. That's my understanding anyway. Right. I could be wrong at this, but my understanding is he never bet his team to lose, the Cincinnati Reds to lose. Now, do you disagree with him not getting in the Hall of Fame, or do you disagree with him not being able to be inside as far as a coaching or managerial spot?
I disagree with both.
I was up in arms about it yesterday when I read it, and I listened to the to the commissioner who made the decision to keep the ban. I understand where he's coming from, though, because he said that, God forbid that Pete Rose gets back in and then there's another controversy, he doesn't want to be responsible for it. So I understand that.
Another controversy like what?
Like him betting on games, being in Las Vegas, or
But we want to be able to bet on games. We want them to make that legal.
Yeah, but not if you're inside the managerial spot. Not if you're inside the dugout.
Know what? Stop it anyway, because
they're trying to protect the integrity of the game, man.
All Pete is going to do is hire me, all right? I'm going to get an apartment in Vegas, okay? And I'm going to put in Pete's bets. So just knock it off. I mean, come on. I mean, that's going on anyway. Yeah. They need to just stop that. I don't really have a problem with Pete. I could understand what you're saying here as far as being involved in baseball. Okay, I understand that a bit, but the guy belongs in the Hall of Fame. He's done enough work. His merits and what he did on the field, you should be able to get in the Hall of Fame if you've done what it needs to take to get in the Hall of Fame. And you guys might not like this, but I got to tell you something. A few of the steroid guys, as far as I'm concerned, belong in the Hall of Fame too. Like Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame. I don't care I don't care about the steroids. I don't really, that's not a big deal to me per se. But Bonds belongs in there, McGuire, Sosa, Clemens. To me, all them dudes belong in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. I mean, they did cheat a little bit, but whatever. It is what it is, and that's your opinion.
They got caught cheating.
They got caught
cheating.
Caught
out,
that's what man. We'll say.
They got caught. And Bonds didn't even get caught.
No. Well, hey, it's a situation, and I guess he could reapply at some point, but I just don't know if it's ever going to come to form for him, man, especially with this guy making a decision. So, hey, maybe we'll get, if he decides that he can't get in there, then maybe we'll get him on the biggest show in the world to have a conversation with Pete Rose. How about that? We can talk to him
Love
a little
that.
bit, break his chops, and kind of talk to him a little bit about what's going on. But he's probably feeling a little pissed off right now.
Yeah, Pete don't like to really make fun of it though, because like if I was Pete, I would just be the ambassador and just clown about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, or if I was Pete too, Pete probably would be the dopest handicapper.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, dude. I would bring Pete Rose right on the team for SBTV Nation. Say, hey, break down the game. Who's going to win today? All right. Well, here you go. Here you go. Blah, 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 blah. I wonder if he's still going to be on the shows.
Pete Rose capping, son.
Yeah.
Call Pete for his $5,000 blowout play of the day.
I bet you a lot of people will pay for it.
What a sick, demented mind we have.
Oh, definitely. Dream, I'm drinking a cup of coffee here. You know that it took me about an hour to get this thing cooled off to actually drink it? What is that all about, man? I cannot. My biggest pet peeve in the world is going to like a Starbucks or something like that, and you got a cup of coffee and you can't drink it forever, man. What is the point of that? I mean, didn't somebody like sue McDonald's or something like that for all that?
Yeah, it was Fran Dresser sued McDonald's. She got I love the people with money always get more money, but she got she sued McDonald's because she burnt herself with a cup of coffee.
Did she win?
They settled out of court. They gave her some money.
Really?
Yep.
Dude, I know if I'm wearing shorts one day or something like that and that coffee spills on me, I am going to be in the hospital after doing that.
They're not going to give you no money, though. They're going to be like, that's hat, so just get him out of here.
I don't see no disclaimers on my cup over here, brother. So, hey, I'm just saying, you got a lot of sue-happy people out in the world. I mean, I'm sure that's been happening.
Do you have a
bit.
caution hot written on that cup somewhere?
Let's see. Caution, contents hot. Okay. So I guess that's their way of covering their ass there. Okay.
Learn how to read, hat.
Learn how to read. All right, man. So, Dream, I went to the gym yesterday. Okay. And I've been doing like kind of like low intensity cardio and stuff like that, just trying to get back in the swing of things. So I saw that the basketball court was open, and me and my kid go to the gym. Dude, I'll tell you right now, man, doing some like driving layups and stuff like that, I got gassed in like 5 minutes, man. Gassed. I'm talking like I could barely breathe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, you missing shots, you go and make one. You miss a shot, you go and make one. You shoot a three, you go get the rebound and do a layup and stuff like that. Do you play hoop?
I do play, but not a lot. Occasional pickup games in the summer. I don't play a lot. I'm not in like a league or anything. But the thing is that I laugh about is because, we've been friends a long time, and I'm obviously a little bit older than for the people in the nation. I'm older than Hatter, and he and I have been friends a long time. But Hatter has gotten on my case at specific points in my life as I've been aging, and it's so funny now to sit back and some of the stuff that Hat used to mess with me about, like, is happening to him, and now I hear him being sympathetic and talking to me about it, and I crack up because I find it so funny because I remember at some points in my life when Hat was getting on my case about certain things that went along with my age, and I used to tell him all the time, yo, brother, age comes for everybody.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and my kid's looking at me like shaking his head. He's like, what do you mean you're done? I'm like, bro, I am done. I'm done. That's it. I'll meet you in the steam room, man. I mean, pouring sweat, man, just crazy. Just looking. I mean, I got to admit, though, man, a lot of my threes were going down. A lot of my layups were going down. So, hey.
Stop, son, please.
Let's have the SBTV team basketball. I did look like Porzingis out there.
A lot of his threes was going down.
I was trying to play Chris Bosh from the 3-point line. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God. Dellavedova. I had his Dellavedova jersey on.
I did. I was rocking and rolling.
Nothing but rim.
Bricks. No, the bricks weren't there, man.
Brick
I was
City,
doing my thing, man. I was doing my thing. Ask my kid. He'll tell you. He was like, oh, you're pretty good. I'm like, yeah, if I had the endurance, I'd be even better, man. So I think I'm going to make that a priority to do that like 3 times a week. I think you could really get in shape doing that, Dream.
Oh, no, you can for sure.
Definitely. So take a look at this. So, guys, I get on the call with the Dream this morning before the show, and he's on telling someone to kick rocks and never to call his house again. That was funny, man.
Yo, listen, so the cat calls, right? The cat calls me and is talking about he's from the government, speaking like all kinds of messed up English.
Yeah.
He's from the government, and call him, like, I could barely make out what he's saying because the accent is heavy.
Yes.
Call him in like India somewhere and tighten it up.
Yeah.
So of course you call him, and you know my man's telling you, of course you could fix everything up. I'm like, son, just let me let you know a little something. When you owe the government money, cats show up at your crib.
Yes.
Knocking on your door. They don't give you no phone call. All right. They show up at your crib. They knock on your door. They hit you with. They show you some badges and a whole bunch of other stuff, and then they give you some paperwork, and then they take you down. So kick rocks.
Oh, I know. I had one call me about 2 weeks ago. I'll never forget this. He calls me up and he's like, "Hey, you're gonna get $9,500 or $9,200. I think it was $9,200. Biggest scam in the world, guys. Dude. Listen, I know a lot of you guys are gullible out there. Don't fall for this.
Trying to get some money for nothing.
He calls me, yes, a heavy Indian accent. Oh, this is the U.S. government calling you and saying, hey, you got $9,200 coming because, you haven't filed bankruptcy or whatever. So I'm like, all right, well, what's the catch? No, there is no catch. All you got to do is go to Western Union, send us the processing fee of $270, wait there, and I'll send you $9,200 via Western Union like shortly after.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, all right, really? That's gonna really happen? So you want me to send you $270 to somebody I don't even know in another country, and you're gonna send me $9,200? Dude, dumbest thing in the world, man. So I went. I'm looking online, about a bunch of people that got scammed, and a lot of people fell for this, man.
Oh no, I know. I'm just trying to be greedy.
So I saw one guy on there that was saying, hey, I can't pay my rent now because this guy, screwed me up and stuff like that. Guys, don't fall for it. If it's too good to be true.
See, I would have got cash because I would have made it more affordable. I would have been like $50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 270. As soon as you got over the $100 range, the eyebrow gets raised. But here, I got the best one for you, son. So one night, it's late night. I'm on the computer. Late night. All right, do a little computer work.
I can only imagine what you're doing late night on the computer.
Do a little look around, and I might have popped up and went in a couple places maybe I shouldn't have went into. Take a little peek.
Maybe that's why you got a little lag on your computer, man.
No. I'm not saying I did it last night. I'm just telling you this story about this scam I want to tell you about.
Yeah.
Look at you. You already think I was there last night. Stop it. Anyway, so while I'm in there, right, up pops up the FBI logo. And I know, listen, cats are sitting in their seat right now cracking up because they know what I'm talking about. But the FBI logo pops up. And it's like two and some change in the world. I'm like, oh, shoot. So I'm like, yo, what's this? So the FBI is locked up your computer, and I couldn't get out of it. Like you tried to just, shut the computer off and turn it back on. Well, as soon as I turn it back on, the FBI logo thing pops up again, and it says that the FBI has caught me, doing a little looking.
Oh.
And they locking my computer up, and in order for me to get it turned back on, I had to send them some loot.
Oh, wow.
So at first, I was like kind of shook though, because this was like kind of back in the day before that was like you weren't cognizant of all the internet scams.
Right.
So I was like, oh shoot, man, did I go on I thought maybe I went on like a bad site or something. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you get bombed when you go in there. You get bombed with some crazy sites. You can end up anywhere by following the sites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm like, oh man, maybe I went somewhere bad. So I'm in there looking. So I'm like, man, and now I can't even search to look up is it fake or fraud? So finally, after my computer being locked up for like 3 days, the wife kept wanting to know, yo, why you can't the computer? I can't get on the computer. I said, no, something's wrong with it right now. I have to unplug it from the back.
Oh yeah, she could only imagine. You could imagine what's going through her head. Where you've been.
Yeah, because I can't have her on it.
What you've been looking at. I can only imagine what's going on over there, man.
So finally, I hit the phone up and I go and do this search here. Like, it's the FBI scam. Just go in and do this and do that. And you get rid of it. But dude, talk about after the fact laughing at how funny. Because I just remember my face at that time in the morning. It's like, what?
Oh, I know. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Well, moving over back to sports, man. Moving over to yesterday's NBA scores, and your Miami Heat go into the Atlanta Hawks and get the job done, Dream. And you know what?
I said money line them.
Yeah,
I
you
said
did.
money line them on the show, and I said that Atlanta was soft on the show.
You did. And they were they were a pretty big underdog. It was like
They
plus
were
200.
underdog. They were 5-something points, and I said you could money line them, and you said, I wish I had my button or a producer
I was feeling. I'll give you. I was feeling the Atlanta Hawks. I was feeling the Atlanta Hawks.
Yep. You said I don't like it. I don't like it.
But
I don't like it.
I can tell you right now that the Indiana Pacers made up for that and some, winning by 16 points over the Raptors, man. Dream, I know that they had a bad game versus Golden State, which everybody does, but you got to pay attention to the Indiana Pacers, man. They're going to be pretty good in the East. I think they're going to be when the smoke clears, I think they may be like one of the top 4 at the end of the day, because I got to be honest with you, this Chicago Bulls team, I watched them a little bit last night. I know they won by 19 points over the hapless 1-25 76ers.
I was going to say, because when the smoke clears, the Sixers are going to still stink.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But the Sixers put up 37 in the second quarter and were leading at halftime over the Bulls, man.
Still an NBA team, son.
I know. But they're 1-25, man. You know, so I just don't know about this Bulls team. I'm trying to figure them out. I know that they're in transition with the new coach and, you know, going from a defensive-minded team to an offensive-minded team, the whole package. But I don't know. I'm struggling with them a little bit, man. Struggling with them a touch. Memphis Grizzlies get it done in their home, beating the Washington Wizards by 17 points. Yeah, the Grizzlies are starting to turn it around a little bit.
Little bit. They lost to the Heat, though, the day before, so I expect them to bounce back and play a little bit better. I wasn't on that particular matchup, though. I didn't like it a lot. The Magic, beat down on the Nets.
Yes.
Which is not a big surprise to me at all. And we had the Clippers overcome the Pistons as well.
Mm-hmm. And your boy Pop went absolutely crazy. They were up by like 43 points at one point in that game, Jim. I was like, oh, this is pretty good, man. Beat up on the Utah Jazz. And the Spurs haven't lost at home yet.
No, I know that Spurs, they're putting together an impressive package, and everybody's so busy talking about Golden State that you tend to forget about the Spurs and what they're doing. But, hey, when the smoke clears, once again, to use that phrase, the Spurs are going to be there. Interesting game tonight.
Yeah, what do you got tonight, man? Moving over to tonight's card as far as the NBA is concerned. What's on there, brother?
You got your boy right now coming into Boston.
I see that. And Boston has been really pesky in the East. We're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers going into the Boston Celtics tonight. So they're going into Boston, Dream?
Yes, they are.
All right. And what's your thoughts on the Cleveland Cavs, man? You think they could get the job done tonight or what? Because I know that the Cleveland Cavs are only given 2 points in this affair, and the under-over is 201.5. So we got to take a look at the injuries and see what's going on as far as that is concerned, man. Because I know there's been a little rumblings of Kyrie coming back at some point, Dream. They're going to get Kyrie back, and they're going to get Shumpert back. So maybe this team, they're trying to get stacked to get ready for that Christmas Day affair when they play the Golden State Warriors in Golden State, which is going to be a hell of a matchup, man. But let me just pull it up here and see what I got as far as NBA injuries for this particular game, guys, and see who is in and who is out of the lineup as it sits right now at 9:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got Marcus Smart, who will be reevaluated at the end of next week. So obviously he's out until Christmas. Cleveland Cavaliers, Dellavedova missed Sunday's practice with lower back soreness, but he's probable for today. And J.R. Smith says he feels great and he will be ready to play in his role with the Cavs versus the Celtics. And
because they're better without him.
Looking at Kyrie's status, looking to come back in 5 days versus the Sixers. What a way to come back, huh?
No doubt.
Come back for
definitely.
the Sixers. So looks like Cleveland by Christmas Day will be all set, man. This is going to be a nasty game tonight, man. I just don't know if I feel comfortable taking the Cleveland Cavs over the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics, you do, huh?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just feel that Cleveland is just too much for the Celtics. They're up and coming, but I think Cleveland, with the line being this low out of Vegas, I like Cleveland in this spot. I mean, I know that Boston is new, they're improved and they're up and coming. I know they played, Golden State really hard and really tough.
Yep.
But I mean, Cleveland is still the class of the NBA East.
Yep.
I like Cleveland to win this game.
You don't think that the Boston Celtics have revenge on their mind after getting swept by Cleveland last year?
I don't.
Well, you know what? Hey, I don't. I'm surprised I'm saying this, but I think you're on an island by yourself on that one. I think I'm going to sit back and watch, and I'm going to wish you the best of luck, and I hope you cash on that one, man. But for me, I'm staying away from that. I just don't like the matchup, Dream.
No doubt.
I don't like the matchup.
You didn't like the Heat last night, remember?
I did not like the Heat last night. As far as the NBA, I don't see anything else appetizing. That's like the only game, and that's going to be nationally televised.
Yeah, that's about it with the NBA. I don't see anything else that really floats my boat.
Yeah, just to run down the matchups for you guys. You got the Nuggets going into the Timberwolves tonight. You got Houston going into the Kings, and you got the Bucks going into Lake Show, man.
The Rockets did lose last night.
And they were up for a good portion of that game as well, Dream.
And Sacramento's giving them 2, according to me. Oof. That's interesting.
Don't even think about taking that Rockets team.
I know, but they'll win games though. You can't be like that. They'll win. That's a game that they're probably gonna win.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, they're probably gonna win that game.
It's on a
I'm
road
not
trip,
gonna go there. I wouldn't go there and don't get involved in it, guys, but they are probably gonna win that game. They just lost last night. They're not trying to lose too many in a row. I mean, they're still keeping pace, even though they're doing it in ugly fashion. But they probably will win that particular game.
They will win that particular game. Hey, I wish you the best of luck with that one as well, man. So moving over to the hockey, we got to talk about the Washington Capitals, man. Went into Pittsburgh last night, Dream. I watched this team. I watched pretty much half of the second and pretty much the whole third in this particular game. Washington Caps are good, man. Their passing, their aggressiveness, their shot selection, their power play, their penalty kills. I mean, I think this team is the real deal with TJ Oshie and Ovechkin and a whole package there.
Definitely do. We talked about the Cap. What do you mean? Why you acting like we haven't been talking about the
I know we've been talking about
them,
but, I'm really starting to pay attention to them. And it pains me to say that because I'd like to see the Rangers emerge this year.
Right.
I just don't know with this Caps team. They're 21-8, first in the East overall. Probably if it ended today, they would have the number 1 seed total, man. What do you think?
Long season. Don't go crazy yet.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's a long season. I mean, everybody's making their moves, and right now, the Rangers aren't playing good hockey right now.
Yep.
But things will turn around, and the Caps are going to go through their lull as well. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. But they're definitely going to be there. I definitely think that they're going to be there, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Come playoff time, they're definitely going to be around.
Definitely
for sure. I don't know, going forward, like I said, we don't know if they're going to maintain this kind of consistency, but we'll definitely keep an eye on them.
We will have the conversation. So since we're on the subject of hockey, I'm moving over to that card and seeing what's going on because there is a plethora of games tonight. And I'm looking at it here, and I'm just trying to find some of the teams that I got my eyes and ears on. There's no line yet in the Edmonton Oilers and New York Rangers game, but I could tell you this much. Dude, Edmonton Oilers have won 6 straight games, Dream.
Okay.
6 straight in a row. And you know what? I'm looking at this here. This is a start. Last night was a start of a road trip for them. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 coming up, and they were in Boston last night. Don't really need to travel that far going into New York, but nobody wants to play this team right now, brother. The Edmonton Oilers, man.
You could take that with a grain of salt. The Rangers need to win right now, and the Oilers coming in. You know what? The Rangers ain't trying to hear nobody wants to play the Oilers right now. The Rangers do because they would. Go give the Rangers, ask them who they rather play, the Dallas Stars or the Oilers. I guarantee you they'll tell you the Oilers. So you need to fall back with that comment.
Very good point, man. Very good point. All right, so you got the Edmonton Oilers coming into town versus the New York Rangers, and we will see what ends up going down with that particular matchup. Once the line comes out, I think that game will be somewhere along the lines of the Rangers slightly favored. If I had to guess.
I think that I'm going to go crazy today. I think I'm going to give this Philadelphia Flyers team a look.
They've been pesky as all hell,
I just
man.
have liked what I've seen out of them. Their physicality has stepped up a notch or two.
Yeah.
I noticed it against the Islanders a few games ago. And they have been really pesky. They've been in every situation. I mean, they still, there's games that they lost that they were in that they could have won.
Sure.
But I mean, you got a Hurricane team that's coming in that I don't find all that impressive either. I'm thinking that the Flyers can get a win tonight. I think I'm going to give the Flyers a shot.
Well, they've played some really difficult games, man. I mean, Dallas Stars, St. Lucia Blues, and the Isles. Last
Right.
3 games. They have lost 3 out of 4, but you're saying that they are pesky.
They are definitely
prior
pesky.
to that, they won 4 straight games, including
Definitely
beat the Rangers and Predators in that stance. So that might be a team to take a look at, man. I just don't know. I just don't like taking teams that are sub 500, Dream.
I'm with you.
It bothers me.
Right,
I'm
I'm with you. I just see an opportunity with another team that's not so good coming into their house. It's like I always say, a team that needs to, you need a win. This is a situation you should win, so go out there and get it. This is just one of those situations for me. I like the Flyers in this spot. I think that they can beat the Hurricanes, and I think it might. If take a look at it, obviously check your goalies. Obviously, it is 9:00 in the morning, guys.
Right.
9:52 to be exact. So a lot can happen between 9 and 7. But as of right now, I think the Flyers look like a pretty solid play.
Out of all the games on the board, you picked the Philadelphia
That's not the
Flyers.
only one I like, but I you know what? It's one of my favorites, though.
It's one of your favorites.
It
huh?
is.
Oh my God, you put your stamp
There's-
on that. Wow.
There's two that I'm favoring, and that's one of them. And the other one is obviously the no-brainer, the Dallas Stars.
Dallas Stars are, basically the class of the West right now. Basically the class of hockey. I think we talked about this last week. I don't believe this team has lost 2 consecutive games in a row at all. And his team has actually lost. They lost at St. Lucia the other night on the 12th, which is 3 days ago. They're back at home facing the Columbus Blue Jackets and minus 260 juice, Dream. So that's right up your alley.
Right.
So what do you think? You put that with something and laugh?
I told you what I like to do.
All right. All right, man.
Put it with the Flyers.
Put it with the Flyers. Okay, I'm surprised to take. Or if you could even do like a cross sport parlay or something like that. If you're feeling like maybe like Cleveland Cavs or something like that, probably pays crazy. But looking at that, I like the Dallas Stars to bounce back tonight. Like I said, they haven't lost back-to-back games all year so far, and I don't think they lose tonight. But the juice is kind of heavy, guys. So even if you wanted to do like minus 1 goal or something like that, you might be in pretty good shape there. What about this Nashville Predators team, Dream? They got the Calgary Flames coming in, who have been kind of bad.
Yeah, the Preds, they're good at home. The Preds are definitely good at home, and it's definitely worth the look if you like it. It's definitely worth the look, maybe to get involved. My only thing is, I'm just I don't know what happened to the Preds over the weekend. They lost the game, I believe. Let me go back and take a look. Give me 1 second as I go back here.
Yeah.
The Nashville Predators on Saturday lost to the Avalanche. And that game is really bothering me. I mean, I know you're going to lose some games at home,
right?
But the Avalanche just is not that team, as far as I'm concerned, to be losing to in your house. And that just bothers me a little bit. And I'm not saying that they're not going to bounce back tonight against the Flames. I just don't absolutely love it. And you know me, I like to try to love a game before I get involved with it. I got a slight lean. My only other slight lean would be towards the Blues. And I did mention yesterday, and keeping an eye out on that Tampa Bay Lightning team, as they did get the job done yesterday as well in beating the Blue Jackets.
You did.
They're playing again tonight. They're playing at Maple Leafs. I'm not really feeling them that much against the Maple Leafs. I think that they'll win the game, but I'm not feeling it from a wagering, standpoint of it. But we're going to keep our eye on them, as they may be turning their season around, maybe. So we'll just keep an eye on them. But as for me right now, my 2 favorite games would be the Flyers, the Stars, and then I have a small like with the Blues, but it is a road game, and I don't really like to play road games.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, I am definitely on the same page with you with the Dallas Stars as far as they're concerned. Obviously, guys, the juice is really heavy, so you're going to have to put it with something. So find something that's attractive on the card, and I think you'll be in pretty good shape. I think at least you know what I wish I did, Dream? I wish that I plugged to put like a ton of parlays together with Derrick Henry to win the Heisman.
You know what? Good idea, right?
Because now you got all these open spots and you're probably laughing. You know what I mean? Because if you put Dallas with that, you know, you're probably like 70-80% of your money. All these NFL teams that emerged, I mean, it would have been lovely. But, hey, it is what it is, man. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, and that's usually how the cookie crumbles. So that's all I got, Dream.
Hey, we got some college basketball going on as well tonight, and I know we haven't really gone in there because I know you're not really vested in it, and I haven't been.
I'm keeping an eye. Like it's at the corner of my eye. Like, you know, in the commercial breaks of some of the games I'm involved in, I'll switch over and, you know, watch Kentucky. I'll watch the Dukies. I'll watch Michigan State. I watched North Carolina lose to Texas the other day.
Okay.
And Texas, you know, kind of turned it around a little bit, kind of gelling, and they got VCUski's old coach. So they're kind of doing their thing a little bit, man. So Texas might be a team, you know, a force to be reckoned with as far as moving forward in the tournament. But I'm looking
speaking of which, they got Appalachian State tonight. If you want to get involved with that, they are playing tonight. And you know, tonight's a big night for college basketball. As going forward, there'll be tons of games on Tuesdays. They have that big Tuesday event.
Yes.
So you do have quite a few games playing tonight. You got the Duke Blue Devils going up against Georgia Southern tonight. You also have Georgetown going up against Mammoth. I do like Georgetown in that particular matchup, along with my boy Irvin. He actually mentioned that as well in a DM to me. Georgetown is given out of Vegas. We got 8.5 for a spread. I don't really know about the 8.5. That might be a little bit heavy. If you want to get involved in a little money line situation, you could money line that. Duke is, I know, probably, Duke
29 points, brother.
Bananas, so just get right out of that.
I don't know if I'm feeling Duke this year, man.
No, I'm not feeling him like I felt him last year. You know, good, solid, quality team. I like they got him at, I think they're number 6 right now.
7.
They're number 7. You know, I feel like that's about their spot, though.
I agree. I think they're definitely a top 10 team.
Yeah,
regardless.
I feel like that's about their spot. I mean, you could go 9.
Okay.
You know, I'm you know what? I'll say this: 10-7 is where I think they should be. Anywhere from 10 to 7.
As far as ranking is concerned.
As far as
that's
ranking
what
is
we're
concerned,
talking about right now. And you know, as far as the top team right now, I really like the way Kentucky's playing.
Yeah, I like the way Kentucky's playing, but everybody's got the bad taste in their mouth that Kentucky left in it from last year. So nobody's trying to feel them being a top team right now.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
Right.
So we got to see what goes
Plus,
on with
Kentucky went and lost over the weekend, dude.
No, Kentucky won over the weekend, brother.
Kentucky lost to, that wasn't over the weekend. When did they lose their last game? Kentucky lost their last game.
Yeah, they lost one prior to that, and I don't remember who exactly it was, but they did
lost
win.
to Arizona State. No, they beat Arizona State.
They beat Arizona State. That was the beatdown that they had on Saturday, I want to say that was.
Right, hold on one second. Let me
no problem, man. Pull it up, and let me just talk about some other notables while we have it. We've got, let's see, as far as college basketball is concerned, you got, you know, this Oregon Ducks team's got California Irvine, the Anteaters, coming into town, man. And Oregon is minus 8.5. I think Oregon gets the job done. I know this UC Irvine team is not that bad, but I think Oregon is a pretty good basketball team. I think they could possibly cover this spread and win by double digits, but I'm not going to get involved in it, guys. It's an 11 o'clock game. It ends at like 1:30 in the morning here, man, and I got to get up and do the biggest show in the world at 9 o'clock, Dream.
No doubt. There is no time to be doing late college hoop yet this early in the season, you know, because we do have to get up and do the show. And, you know, I try to stay up because I don't sleep well as it is anyway.
Yeah.
And I tend to try to stay up and, you know, try to catch some of this. And I catch some of the West Coast games, some of the San Franciscos and all that, this, that, and the other. I catch some of the late night, you know, the late night games just to watch. No type of trying to get involved with it.
Right.
Just watching it because, like, there's a bunch of that late night Long Beach State, you know, a bunch of the West Coast teams that all play at night. Sometimes it's pretty good watching. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, you got to get a good look at them, you know, as far as when the tourney comes, man, because you could pick out some sleeper teams as far as that, you know, maybe 50s to 1, 75s to 1, something like that make it to the Elite Eight or the Final Four.
Right.
Something to take a look at, guys, as we move forward. But, Dream, that's going to do it for us, man, as far as I'm concerned, unless you got something else.
I got nothing else, player. That's all I got today. I do think that the Cleveland Cavaliers we'll find a way to beat the Celtics. And the line is not really, really heavy. And we know that the Cavaliers are a better team than the Celtics. So I don't really have a problem with that. And if you guys want to also get involved, like I said before, I'm thinking about taking a small shot with the Philadelphia Flyers and the Dallas Stars. That'd be a 2-team money line parlay in hockey. I would keep both separate, not together. If I were to do it, obviously would be my recommendation. So you guys can take that, take what you want with that. As we said before, we are definitely not handicappers, just in case that's what you're trying to figure out what we are. We're just two cool dudes just trying to, I added cool just because I felt like,
I think we're pretty
cool. What I mean? We're just two guys, a little bit of sports knowledge, a little bit of knowledge with the, playing the gambling thing, and trying to just tell you what we would do and how we would go about doing it, and giving you a couple other avenues of, how to do it. And like I said yesterday, always keep your minds open to new things. In the early 1900s, they used to bleed people, to cure them. You went in, you had a broken arm, they throw some leeches on you to bleed you.
Yes.
All right, so that's why you might need to listen to a couple of other ideas, because you want me wanting them. Why you throwing leeches on my arms, buddy? Don't get a leech on your gambling style, player. Learn some of the new tricks.
Learn something new. Yeah, you got some new tricks going on, man. And there's a bunch of different stuff. And Dream, I have realized that, every time you turn around, like every week, there's more and more props as far as sports are concerned. Like, how many field goals a team is going to get in a game, is there going to be a safety, how many catches particular players will get, how many targets. I mean, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I was looking at it, I was like, whoa, look at all this. So might be something to take a look at as far as moving forward. But that's going to do it for me, man.
I want to thank everybody that's been out there retweeting the show. We got my man Jim Rome as a douche out there, and I know you're happy to hear that I'm talking about the Flyers.
Yes.
We got Jules Andretti out there. Hey, welcome to the party, player. We got Deeks Picks out there, Terrence Mack, JC Holiday, Frank Vincolato, Joseph Del Rosario's out there, Direct Sports Solution. Big ups to you, Mr. Charlie. How are you doing today? Vegas Jack is out there as well. My boy Nick Orestes, Rich Nichols. We got Benjamin Rowe out there, Long Woo, JDH24, INT, Jay Snyder, C. Rodriguez Jr., Mind Funk, MC Money, AB Lent. My boy Irvin is in the house. Jeff Ryan, Andrew Cuz, P for Prez, Jason Riley, Snoopy Bets, Vegas Girl 92661, OJFB, the ever-present, Spot Bet, Emerson, BT, and Cash Action Bets, just to name a few. Guys, as always, I am the Dream. Always remember who you're with and make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And for my man MC Money, I have a note here to tell you what this is. 3 team teasers, 10 points. You're going to pay about a minus 130 juice. So you got to put up $130 to win 100 in those particular situations as far as the NFL and college football are concerned. Guys, we are the SBTV Nation and SBTVNation.com. You could find us on all the social media outlets. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Everywhere you look, you'll find us. We are also on YouTube streaming the show and having a good time. We love you to death. Go out there, go easy, do your own homework, get involved in all your own plays, make all your dreams a damn reality, and get that money. Let's go!
No doubt. Peace.